Welcome to the Loveland Report and Lone Ranger Show. I'm Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. We're going to bring you all of your real estate news for Central Florida and the rest of the country. We're going to bring you all your mortgage news, let you know what rates are doing. I'm going to dive into some things today, Bruce. I've got inventory numbers, which is really interesting what happened with that. We've got property management do's and don'ts. And we're going to talk about buying the dips. Not that funny E-Trade commercial. We're going to talk about buying the dips. So, but what do you got going on?
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the health of the market. What's going on with interest rates right now? Who's buying right now? And what are sellers doing to attract people, since less people are walking through their doors? So what can we do to help sellers? Then we've got some home buying programs that are available for folks that want to get into the market, want to enter the market. And I want to talk about what people are doing right now to be able to combat higher interest rates. So if interest rates tend to be a little bit higher, what are we doing to be able to make them more attractive? And that's what we're going to cover today. So you're going to want to stay tuned for the whole show.
All right. Well, this is what you need to do because of the inventory numbers we got. I was really kind of surprised by this. I thought we'd start, I called the first quarter as being our, the bottom. And inventory, I thought, would start getting whittled away at. But because of these interest rates, which are about exactly what they were a year ago, inventory jumped up to where we've got over a 3.5 month supply. And we've got a 10,000 homes for sale in Central Florida. We have not had that since before 2017.
Right.
So definitely different. Now, the number of sales is brisk. It's still not ahead of last year. That's what I want to see. I want to see it ahead of last year. We're running about 5 to 7% behind last year. We beat 2023 1 month. We beat them in January or February. And that's what I want to see turn around. But interest rates are literally identical to last year. Last year, they were 6.6. Right now, they're about 6.6. But the inventory is spiking up. And what's funny is it's kind of a fragmented market. If you're a 4-3 in Winter Park that's been just recently renovated, you're going to sell with multiple offers. Whereas if you're a $290,000 home in Deltona, you probably got 50 competitors. And this is why it's really important when you pick your realtor, you do some interviewing or just call me. We'll give out the numbers in a second. But I was surprised by this inventory ticking up. The number of new listings coming on the market actually exceeded last year. So this is the people that were waiting, thinking, hey, I'm going to wait till rates come down. Well, rates haven't come down, but prices are up. So they've got the equity to sell. So I thought that was interesting. So the last 3 months, we have beaten 2023. Actually, the last 4 months, we've beaten 5 months. We've beaten 2023 on the number of new listings. So those are people going, all right, prices are up. Because when I look at the appreciation, Bruce, year over year, average price is up 5%. The median price from a year ago is up 2%. So you still got appreciation.
Absolutely.
And so
we have a lot of
you're making money now. So, and just figure 3% appreciation on the average homes, about 15,000 a year. You're paying about an extra $5 or $6 grand in interest. So do that math. You're still making money by buying the home now.
Oh, absolutely.
So definitely want to get into that. How are you seeing rates perform right now?
Well, rates this week was a little off at the beginning of the week, and it improved later on in the week. We're still seeing rates in the high 6s, in the low to mid 7s. 15-year, we're back into the low 6s. So, people are starting to realize that, hey, I'm probably not going to see those 3% interest rates again. What do I need to do to be able to get into the market right now? Because I think people are just realizing that they're tired of renting and they want to get in the market. They just really struggle with those higher payments with higher interest rates.
But so let's talk, and discount points still got compression. So you get charged a point or two when you get the loan just right up front.
Generally.
And then a discount point might bring the rate down. Say you got a 7% rate or 6.99.
Maybe an eighth of a point.
Eighth of a point. Yeah. So the buy down, tell everybody what that is. Because I'm telling my sellers to be prepared. The temporary buy down is what I'm telling my sellers to be prepared to give. And don't, if we get multiple offers and hey, we might not be as flexible on closing costs, but we might say, hey, just sell above list price. But the temporary buy down, tell everybody what that does.
Well, there's 4 types of temporary buy downs. You've got a 3-2-1, a 2-1, you've got a 1-1 and a 1-0. Now that doesn't mean anything to you when I say that. But what essentially they do, and these have to be funded by a seller, a builder, a realtor, or a lender. The buyer cannot fund the temporary buy down. It's not possible. So what we do is, let's just say interest rate 7% right now. On a 1-0 buy down for $2,960 on a $375 mortgage, that's $2,960. Mortgage amount's $375. Cost you $2,960. That would lower your interest rate for the first year to 6%. So that's a $246 difference in payment. Now that's the one. You can get a seller to pick up some closing costs for you. You can use part of it for closing costs and part of it for a rate buy down. And I like the 1-0 and I like the 1-1 in this market, because the 1-1 gives you 2 years
at 6 to start. Your starting rate's lower, yeah.
2 full years. So that gives you a 6%. Nobody can complain about a 6% interest rate. I know you probably will, but if you're renting right now, you're paying 100%.
Yep.
So we want to make sure that we are really, we're looking at the rate of return, not the interest rate. So apologize. We got a caller calling in. I'm just going to take that and call them back since we are in the middle of a conversation right now. But so the 1-1 and the 1-0 buy down are very popular. 2-1 on a 375 house is going to cost you about $8,750. And that would give you a 5% rate for the first year, then 6, then 7. So all those three are quite popular if you are negotiating closing costs, which I'm always telling you to do. Closing costs are way better than price reduction. If you can get a seller to pay closing costs, you're going to save more money out of pocket. And by reducing the price by $10,000 on a $400,000 house that you're putting 5% down, reduces your cash to close by about $500 to $1,000. So why do that? Get the 10 grand in closing.
And here's the thing too. Let's say you got multiple offers on a property and you don't ask for closing costs on the way in. We've negotiated like after the inspection saying, hey, we've got some repairs here, but also we need this closing cost. Let's raise our list price.
Well, that depends though, because if you have a buyer that has the money to do it, if the seller didn't pay, then yes. But if there's no way that buyer qualifies without closing
that's
costs,
a problem. Yeah.
I can't. Yep. Yeah. I have to go into the transaction being transparent that, hey, this buyer needs closing costs or there's no.
Up front on something like that. But
yeah,
I've done that after we've had an inspection, said, hey, the buyer's pretty handy. He's going to do these repairs. So we would like $4,000 towards closing costs or towards a buy down. I've also done it when the house appraises for more.
Absolutely.
And raise the price up to cover that or buy the rate down.
Absolutely.
With the buy down. So there's all kinds of ways. It's very important you have a good negotiator helping you. So call me at Loveland Properties, 407-352-8118 or go to cleveloveland.com. Bruce.
Yeah. And you can get your mortgage started right away. You got the loan arranger right here in your backyard, 35 years in the business. And now Cross Country has gone to the #1 lender in the country. We're very proud of that. We've worked very hard. We've got every loan program. We're a direct lender. We service most of our loans, and I'm right here in your backyard. I can help you with that. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I am the loan arranger, Cross Country Mortgage, 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. So if you want your mortgage approved, you want a great loan, you want great transparency, you want a great interest rate, we got the best interest rates. We have the best rates. We're the largest in the country. They're not getting better interest rates. We've got the lowest possible closing costs. We don't nickel and dime our clients on cash to close. You need a loan program. And listen, Cleve says this all the time. There's programs that we have that just other lenders just don't have. But anything you need when it comes to residential lending, I've got it. I've got hard money. I've got DSCRs. I've got bank statement loans, all your conventional FHA, VA construction perm. I'm doing VA loans, $2 million with no money down.
Wow.
$2 million, no money down.
All right.
You can't beat that.
All right. I want to talk. We also need to mention we've got a leapfrog class coming up.
I've got June 26th at 6:30.
And it's funny. And that's at Tibby's.
At Tibby's in Winter Park.
Go to webringyouhome.com to register.
Yeah.
And but it's funny. I had an article here about the least expensive way to become an investor.
Okay.
And this is actually
I like
talking about investing in some fund that buys real estate, not where you don't actually own it. All right. We're going to teach you how to buy your first home or your second, rent out your old primary, and every 2 years you do this again till you accumulate
Absolutely.
3, 4, 5, 6 homes, however many you want. And we're going to show you how to do that. With your primary, it takes a lot less money down, and we can show you how this
and
works
better interest
with
rate
basic
and
numbers.
lower closing
And Bruce
costs.
and I aren't selling anything at this. We're not selling CDs. We're not selling
It's not
coaching.
a sales pitch.
We're not a sales pitch. We're going to show you what we've done wrong about accumulating real estate. We've made a lot of mistakes. I've seen what works. I've seen what doesn't. We're going to teach you all about how to accumulate real estate and then have yourself some generational wealth.
So listen, if you are truly interested in learning how to gain wealth in real estate, now listen, we're not trying to make you giant real estate investors. That's not what we need to do here. If you can just accumulate, say, up to 5 properties, and those 5 properties will produce you a huge amount of income in your retirement. But we look at people's savings every day in our business, and look at $500,000. You think, oh man, I got $500,000 in my 401k. I should be pretty good to retire. You think about that. $500,000 at 5% is going to make you 25 grand a year. You can't live off 25 grand a year. There's no way to do it. Even if you put your Social Security in there, you're going to be in retirement very, very tight. So we've got to show you how to accumulate more wealth. And the great thing that Cleve and I have found about real estate is it's other people making our payments for us.
Yeah, well, the tenants make the payments. The property goes up in value. Your mortgage goes down. You're making some cash flow that you reinvest to pay those properties down. Not witchcraft. We're not talking about that, but we're doing that next this coming up Wednesday.
Yep. So register at WeBringYouHome.com. It's $15 per person to get in. We will have food and drinks available. Please, this is not for kids. This is for adults. This is a learning moment, and we need to drill down so everybody can walk away from this meeting really getting some tools to help you propel you into retirement. That's what it's all about, right?
And I want to mention too, got some, and if you do have investment properties, or you want to buy investment properties, let's say you're in your dream home, we can help you with that too. We can show you what are good rentals. I just had a gentleman trying to rent out a $700,000 home he was going to buy. And I'm like, no, I think we need to get you 2 350s. And I showed him the rent per square foot was higher.
Right.
The appreciation value, the risk was much lower on 2 properties than it was. I mean, it wasn't a bad idea on what he was talking about. He would cash flow, but he was going to make like basically an extra 2 or 3% a year on his money with the 2 smaller homes.
Well, that's what we look at. We look at what it takes to help you make more money. All right. So we've got just a couple of minutes left in here. When we get back from the next break, are we going to cover you some listings here? Or do you have some crazy articles?
I've got some. I got a good article here. You and I could both look at this. This was interesting.
Well, let's cover that on the next one here.
Okay. What do you got? We got 2 minutes.
All right. We got a couple minutes.
All right.
So when we come back, I want to talk about this crazy article that you're going to want to hear about that Cleve's got. He gets the weirdest things and these weirdest emails, but we also want to talk about the 10 cities in the United States that the news is saying will become unaffordable. And 5 of them are in Florida. So you're going to want to hear this. Now, that tells me that there is an action to be taken when you see something that's going to become unaffordable. It tells me that the values are going to escalate. Isn't that the key for that? That's what.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing with the headline there, but basically the properties like right now, these cities, you can get them now before they skyrocket.
Absolutely. Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118. Or lovelandreport.com. Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger, at 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Cleve and I will be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Stay tuned.